Alright, so you're going to take your tomatoes, you're going to slice them in half. Use a spoon to remove the seeds. You don't want the seeds in there. It's going to make your guacamole really runny because of all the water in it. So dice up your tomatoes, make them all nice and neat. Put them in a separate bowl, or you could put them on a tray. Just set them aside because you're going to be using them later. Next thing, you're going to get your onion, cut it in half. You want to remove the skin, obviously. Same thing, you're going to dice it up. You're going to put it aside. I'm only using half an onion. A little goes a long way. You won't end up using the whole thing, but save it for another dish. Alright, so I pre-roasted these jalapenos, but you're going to remove the top, slice them in half. You can devein them if you don't want them to be too hot, but dice them up, same thing. Put them in a separate dish and you're going to place it aside. I add 2 jalapenos to 4 depending on how hot I want them. Next, you're going to finely chop your cilantro. After you rinse it, here's a hint, just put it in some ice water and that's going to firm up the leaves. It makes it a lot easier to chop. You want a nice sharp knife because you don't want to bruise the leaves. Just give it a nice fine chop and get it all together and you're going to set it aside. You're going to want to cut your avocados in half. Just rotate them on a nice sharp knife, give them a quick twist and they'll pop right in half. You're going to do that for all of them. The reason you do the avocado last is because they oxidize, so they'll start turning brown if you leave them out. But we're going to add a little bit of lime juice later and that's going to take care of that. You want to use a tablespoon to scoop them out. If they're ripe, they're going to come right out. If you have to kind of force them out from the shell, you may not have a ripe avocado. You want to mash the avocado. I'm using a pastry blender, but you can use a fork. You just want to get it down to a nice consistency. You don't want it too watery so it holds to the chip really good. You're going to mash it all the way down. Now that you have it all mashed down, you're going to start adding your ingredients. Add your tomato. I start off with a little bit and then add as needed. You're going to add your onion. I use red onion, but you can use any color onion you want, yellow or white. Then you're going to add your jalapeno. I add it all in there. Then you're going to add in your cilantro and your cumin. I start off with a little bit and then I add as needed. Depending on the quality of the avocado, you may need more, you may need less. But you don't want anything to overpower the taste of the avocado. You're going to add salt, add it to taste. Then you're going to add some coarse ground black pepper. You can use fine if you want, but be careful on the amounts because a little goes a long way. With produce being hard to get right now, I'm using jarred garlic, but it's fresh, diced. It's from Trader Joe's. It's really good quality, has a really nice flavor, but use fresh garlic when you can. Now is the best part. You get to taste it. You want to see if you need to add salt, if you need to add pepper, maybe a little more garlic. So add a little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic. Gonna mix it all in, incorporate it. Now that I got my lime, I'm gonna add half of it at a time. I don't add both of them together because sometimes the limes are really potent and they're really sour and you don't want that overpowering the nice cool texture of the avocado. So you want to give it a final taste. This one's perfect. It doesn't need anything. It's great. You're going to start off with about a dozen tortillas that you're just going to cut in eighths. Make nice, standard chip size. Then you're going to get a cup and a half of your frying oil, which is going to be canola oil, no trans fats. You're going to place your chips in hot oil. You're going to fry them until golden brown. Remove them and drain. Thanks for watching my channel. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe.